It's a big win for the Seattle Seahawks as they are the big winners of Super Bowl 48. The Seattle Space Needle was lit up last night to celebrate. Taking a look at the Space Needle right there. And fireworks were set off from the landmark. You see them there on the ground. Thousands of fans partying in the streets after the franchise's first Super Bowl championship. The Seahawks beat the Broncos 43-8 in the lopsided win. We'll have reaction from players coming up a little later on.
Before the Super Bowl teams hit the field, President Obama went head-to-head with Bill O'Reilly.
The annual pre-Super Bowl interview turned into a showdown as the Fox News host drilled the president on topics that Republicans frequently use to criticize the administration. The two sparred over issues such as the president's health care law, the attack on the U.S. compound at Benghazi, and IRS scrutiny of conservative groups. Highlights from the interview are coming up at 5:30. And that leads us to our morning poll question. If you have already seen the interview, do you think Bill O'Reilly went too far? We love hearing from you, so please go to CBS58.com and let us know what you're thinking. And we've also been monitoring social media all morning, and folks really are passionate about this issue. I actually posed a question last night on my Twitter account and got some reactions from it, but you can see there's some comments about it, and a lot of folks feeling that perhaps it might not be the right venue to have that type of interview in the Super Bowl pregame show. However, others were on the other side of the issue, thinking that it was something worthwhile to watch before the big game. So do let us know what you think. You can find us on Twitter as well as Facebook, and just share your thoughts with us. Always, we love reading your tweets and your Facebook posts, so thank you so much for letting us know how you feel about that issue. Time now is 5:03. Congressman Paul Ryan is sounding off about President Obama's claims that this will be a year of action with or without the support of Congress, and here's what he's saying.
We have an increasingly lawless presidency where he is actually doing the job of Congress, writing new policies and new laws without going through Congress. Presidents don't write laws, Congress does. And when he does things like he did in health care, delaying mandates that the law said was supposed to occur when they were supposed to occur, that's not his job. The job of Congress is to change laws if he doesn't like them, not the presidency. Well, so executive orders are one thing, but executive orders that actually change the statute, that's totally different.
Ryan also laid out his immigration reform plan that would include a secure border and a visa tracking system. Jessica?
5:04 right now. Some Milwaukee families are scrambling to find a new place to live this morning. At least 3 trailers at Evergreen Court near South 27th and Howard were slapped with orange notices explaining that their homes were unsuitable for living. CBS 58's Matt Doyle is live on the city's south side to explain the problem. Matt.
Well, some of these residents have lived here for between 6 and 9 years, and they really don't have anywhere to go, especially during this cold weather. They're supposed to be out by today from this trailer park here, Evergreen Court, on the south side. Now, the notices went up last week from the city. They tell owners they can't live there anymore because the homes are unsafe. The reasons include defective electrical, heating, and plumbing systems. The alderman over the district says the city took possession of the properties in foreclosure, and last week the inspectors were able to get inside. Now, Alderman Terry Witkowski says he understands why the city would ask people to move out if it is unsafe. Now, the alderman says the previous owner was behind by more than $300,000 in taxes. Now, a look at online records show multiple code violations for the property, and some families now are just scrambling looking for a place to live.
How could they do this to disabled people in the dead of winter, as cold as it's been? We have nowhere to go, such short notice. We're all on limited incomes. How are we going to come up with the money that fast to try to find a place to move?
My understanding is at least 3 of the trailers were found to be uninhabitable. That is not safe for people to live there.
And now the people that do live here right now say that if repairs were made inside those trailers, they'd still be able to live there. And again, they have to be out later today. We're live on the city's south side. Matt Doyle, CBS 58 News.
Thank you, Matt. 5:06 right now. After more than 2 years of searching, one woman finally found her beloved pet and sent a message to everyone who told her to just give up. CBS 58's Lane Kimball brings us her story.
The odds of finding a lost cat in Milwaukee just aren't great. In fact, Maddock here took in more than 6,600 cats in 2013. But as one Greenfield woman learned, those odds should never make you stop searching.
I instantly had a gut feeling that there was something wrong.
Lori Puchalowski's fears turned out to be true. October 10th, 2011, her declawed cat, Shadow, ran away from home.
We knocked on doors. We asked people if we could look under their bushes. We purchased some live traps Then we also purchased some night vision cameras.
Every so often, a camera would record Shadow in the area, but he never stayed put. Lori started checking daily with the Milwaukee Area Domestic Animal Control Commission.
When I would come here, they'd say, don't give up hope, don't give up hope. But, you know, realistically, we were thinking the cat couldn't defend himself. Where could he possibly be after a year?
1 year turned into 2. Heartbroken, Lori started looking into adopting a new cat. She found one through Matic that looks strangely a lot like Shadow. After describing his habits and markings, Lori came in to meet the stray.
He just snuggled his face in my neck, and she, you know, started to cry and said, he's yours. So.
Did you get pretty emotional yourself?
Yeah.
Anytime an animal goes home around here, it's awesome.
Matic Executive Director Karen Sparapani knows these reunions are rare, especially with cats. She says if Shadow had been microchipped, he may have been found sooner.
It's relatively painless, and it's not very expensive, and it's, you know, indispensable for getting an animal back to you.
Sparapani recommends getting your pet licensed too. Lori took care of that right away after reuniting with Shadow, a cat she doesn't plan to ever lose again.
Keep looking, keep checking, keep asking, and don't care if people think you're crazy.
And Matic will run a discounted vaccine and microchip clinic right here late next month. You do have to prepay to get that discount. We will have the details on our website. Just head to CBS58.com. We are in West Milwaukee. Lane Kimball, CBS 58 News.
Great story of being reunited there. Time now 5:08. A number of cats were also adopted at Matic over the weekend. Anyone interested in adopting a cat or a dog should stop by Matic during business hours. That's 10 to 8 Monday through Friday and 10 to 5 on the weekends. Really great story to see. You know, so many pet owners just worry about, you know, what they're going to do when their pets are out. And we were just talking about, you had Baxter microchipped. I want to get my dogs microchipped as well. So important to make sure that if you ever do get split from them, you can get them back.
I did. I actually had Baxter microchipped on the community affairs show that I do weekly on our sister station, nice. WMLW, Racine and Me, and I did that after the wonderful story in Racine, the woman who her cat was missing for 5+ years.
Yeah,
and she got it back because the cat was microchipped. So it's just, you know, another safety measure. You hope you never have to use it, but just in case.
Yeah, exactly. Great advice and a great story there by Lane. You know, nice to see.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's talk, you know, this time of year, too, your pets, you know, you just, you don't want them out in this kind of weather.
Not for very long, that's for sure.
Exactly. This winter has been really tough on them, and yeah, you just let him out. I know Baxter, he doesn't even want to go out, does he?
It's just too cold for some of the pets.
Exactly. So this morning, once again, very cold with temperatures back below zero and even double digits below zero in many locations. A live look over Milwaukee right now, where temperature is just above, but barely. So sunny, cold start to the work week today. Snow returning in your weather headlines as we headed to late Tuesday and early Wednesday, and then we're timing out another potential weekend storm as well. Our winter threat index for today, wind chill and temperatures kind of on the moderate side here, at least this morning because it is cold. One above with clear skies out at Mitchell International, but other locations as cold as 18 below currently. You folks in Watertown and Burlington at -15, 14 below, still dropping in Fond du Lac, and now West Bend, you were just about 7 degrees below zero, now down to 13 below, -6 in Waukesha. So obviously bundle up heading out the door this morning and maybe give yourselves a little extra time, warm the cars up. Clear skies right now around the state of Wisconsin, and we'll hang on to that sunshine. And once it rises a little after 7 o'clock through the morning, right into the afternoon as well. Here we go, 5 o'clock this evening, looking for some scattered clouds, otherwise mostly clear skies. Then after midnight, we'll start to see those clouds on the increase. And then as we get ready for the next round of snow coming in, we'll stay cloudy through the day on Tuesday. Notice here we are on your timestamp right at noon Tuesday. Going into the afternoon, looking for mostly cloudy skies. Good news is the snow should hold off Tuesday through Tuesday morning's commute into Tuesday evening commute. I think we'll be just fine. 7 o'clock, though, we'll start to see that snow working in. And then as we go through the overnight hours into early on Wednesday morning, that's when things could get a little sloppy around the area by early on Wednesday morning. Generally looking at, I think, maybe 1 to 2 inches in our northern counties is how this one's going to set up. The lesser amounts up around Fond du Lac and Sheboygan, to then potentially 2 to 3 inches, Waukesha and Milwaukee, and then up to 4 inches possible as we go south near the Illinois border. So that's, again, late Tuesday night into Wednesday. Today, sunshine 19, 26 on Tuesday. That early snow winding up Wednesday morning. And then as we head into Thursday, sunshine, but cold, 10 above. And then, again, potential for more snow Saturday and Sunday. We'll talk more about that and have that 10-day forecast for you, Nate. That's coming up again in the next 10 minutes. We'll see you then.
All right, thank you very much, Lance. And Milwaukee sees an average of 15 co-sleeping deaths every year. The ones that tend to stick out in our minds are the stories we often report: a drunk or neglectful parent smothering their baby. But what you might think is the norm is actually far from it. Only about 1 in 5 co-sleeping deaths involves any kind of alcohol or drugs, which means a vast majority of these deaths happen for various reasons. Researchers point to poverty, race, exhaustion, and common bedding items as the real culprits. There are several programs designed to prevent co-sleeping deaths through education and distributing basic necessities to needy families. UWM Associate Nursing Professor Jennifer Deering dedicates her life to solving this crisis, and she worries we're not doing enough.
We have the ability to send people up into space in a vacuum, keep them safe and warm, and bring them back to Earth. Yet we can't keep babies safe next to their parents.
CBS 58 News dug into nearly 20 medical examiner reports from 2013 looking for trends and answers. We then looked into 2 possible solutions: one current program and another plan in the works. Can and will they work? Join us tonight for the CBS 58 News at 10 as Lane Kimball sits down with a mother who went through a co-sleeping death and is talking about it for the first time. That's tonight on the CBS 58 News at 10.
It is 5:13 right now on your Monday morning. Fans of the Seattle Seahawks take to the streets to celebrate the big Super Bowl 48 win.
Plus, players' reactions, and don't worry, we'll break down some of your favorite commercials coming up in just a couple minutes. Left House.
You're going to drive my car.
Get this, a woman drives off with a news vehicle. The reporter caught it all on tape.